right, we are live. We're gonna get on this real quick on this video from Greg Doucette. I hope I'm pronouncing that name correctly. If you guys watched my last video, I did a video on testosterone because a lot of guys are actually suffering from testosterone, or it seems like it, because they're starting to do the whole TRT. TRT stands for testosterone replacement therapy. And the reason why you need that supplement is because you are low on testosterone. If you're low on testosterone, you get a lot of side effects. One of them is your sex drive, right? Sex drive, sperm count, keeping muscle mass, and feeling lethargic, so on and so on. There's a lot of side effects from a low testosterone count. And testosterone is actually created in your testicles. Now, yesterday I did a live stream on this, and I promised you, I was gonna go and do a reaction video on somebody that is well known for this, the whole TRT. Greg, I'm actually subscribed to him. He's pretty awesome. He's really well-rounded and does give some really good advice. Now, the thing with this, my only drawback is him not giving TRT more credit than needed, because he always preaches eating correctly, having a good nutritional diet, a good workout regimen, staying motivated, going harder than last time, basically, stuff like that. So we're gonna check out this video. He posted a while back, but this is where he tells us why he's taking TRT and stuff like that, or HRT, hormone replacement therapy. Okay, so we're gonna check out this one first, and then we're gonna be going into the whole TRT one, but this is almost similar. Let's see what he has to say. Okay, bear with me. If you have a question, comment, or concern, leave it down below, and let's get into it.
And how many videos have I had sponsored me in the past? How many? Zero.
All right. So he's talking about, he's going to be
Coach
promoting a company as well that provides the HRT service. So let's see.
And today's video is all about HRT, or TRT, which stands for testosterone replacement therapy. As many of you know, I've been on HRT for many years with varying doses. In watching this video, you're going to know exactly what is HRT and what are the alternatives. What are the pros and cons, positives and negatives, as well as do you need it, and how do you know if you in fact do need it? As well as should you in fact be on HRT? How do you know? How do you not know? Does your doctor know? Does anyone know? And for a long time, I've been looking to partner with someone who can do blood work in the comfort of your own home. So this part of the video, it's sponsored by, and I'm partnered with Let's Get Checked. So Let's Get Checked has partnered with Coach Greg and is giving 20% off to your first orders. Just use code GREG20. With Let's Get Checked, you can test your testosterone levels from the comfort of your own home.
Might as well, right? You're already doing HRT, TRT, and all that. And later on, he's going to let us know why. And usually, like I mentioned on my other video, usually when you abuse steroids or even use steroids or SARMs and stuff like that, and you don't have a good diet, you have a more body fat than usual, you're going to reduce your testosterone. And in his case, I don't think because he was overweight or anything. In his case, is because he was a bodybuilder. He was using SARMs. He was using steroids, PEDs, and stuff like that.
Not only testosterone, but they do a host of other tests. And just to see what it was like, I tried it, even though it's not available in Canada. Let's Get Checked is currently available in the United States, the United Kingdom, and Ireland. Not in Canada, unfortunately, but only 7% of my subscribers are from...
Now, do you need to have this service to check? Yesterday, we went through 10 signs to know if you are low in testosterone, and some of them are that you just you feel lethargic, you don't have a sex drive, it's hard for you to build muscle and stuff like that. So, um, feeling but fatigue is going to be the big one. As you do a workout regimen, you should be building muscle. You should be feeling with more strength, more energy, so on and so on. So if you are still not feeling that and you see that you're not building any muscle, that's because you need to fix your diet first of all. And you there's a chemical as well that we tend to intake when we don't pick the right water bottles. I think it's called like BPV or something like BPN or something like that. But it's a chemical in water bottles, so be careful with that. That can also hinder your testosterone production.
Canada, and most of the people that I'm doing phone consult with and that I'm coaching are not from Canada, mostly the United States or elsewhere. So this might be something you can take advantage of. So all you have to do literally is prick your finger with the device they give you and squeeze out some drops of blood, put it in a container, cover it up, and nail it. They do the rest. Then you just wait around for a few days and eventually you get the results.
My name is Dr. Dominic Rowley, and I'm the medical director of Let'sGetChecked.com.
A physician will then review results and a nurse will contact you, or you can contact the nurse, have a discussion, and from there you can decide, do you need HRT? Do you not need it?
All right, so with that said, I'll go ahead and link the video that I did yesterday on the signs. So all you got to do is test yourself, see if you fall into some of those signs that I covered on that video. I'm gonna leave it in the comment section, in the comment section, link it there, pin it, so you can check it out. So you can go there and check out the 10 signs instead of going through a service like this.
Are you healthy? Or you could go see your own doctor. At least now you know.
Our nursing support staff are there, of course, to answer any questions they may have.
And what exactly is HRT? Well, HRT is when you're given a low dose of testosterone because your body's not producing enough of it on its own. That can happen for various reasons. It could be genetic or...
It said it can be genetic. Can it be genetic? It actually can. It actually can be genetic because depending on your father, your mother, the level of fitness that they have, the level of health they have, the level of body composition, stuff like that. So yes, it can be genetic.
Or it could be because of something you did. You may have taken SARMs or steroids in the past, and now your body isn't producing testosterone as well as it used to.
There it is right there. So SARMs, steroids, you're hindering your system. You're hindering your system, and now it has a hard time getting back to normal. Just like your digesting system, once you start consuming a lot of processed foods, a lot of sugary, salty foods, or even alcohol, all that stuff is always going to hinder your digesting. Same with the testosterone production. Be careful how you handle certain chemicals, or how your body fat percentage is. You got to regulate all that. Strength training, resistance training can optimize your testosterone production. So I always promote cardio, core, and strength training. All those three types of exercise will optimize your testosterone production. So there you have it. So one of them, it can be genetics. Another one is because you use steroids, SARMs, PEDs. A lot of these guys, they're starting to use TRT or HRT in order to gain more muscle, get more gains, basically. But then once they're done, they're not gonna be producing testosterone anymore. So you gotta be careful. Don't use testosterone replacement therapy or HRT if you don't need to. A lot of times, again, they're doing it just because they want to get bigger. They want more muscle mass. So there's a consequence for that, and there's a side effect for that.
HRT comes in various forms. You can take gels, pills, or do injections. For the most part, the injections are going to result in the most stable levels and are also the cheapest.
So there you go. Gels, pills, and injections. Which one does Greg do, right? So that's one thing that I'm learning as well. You can actually take pills, gels, and injections.
Depending on the ester used, you may have to inject multiple times a week, once every 2 weeks, or even much less frequent than that, every 3 months, for example. A common question people ask is, TRT, is that steroids? And the answer is yes.
There you go. So steroids, it essentially is TRT. You know, TRT, steroids, TRT, SARMs, HRT is still a steroid.
Testosterone is an anabolic steroid. And you may be wondering, so what is the difference between doing TRT and doing steroids? Well, technically speaking, there is none, but HRT, TRT is done in much lower doses. For most people, the dose is going to be between 100 and 200 milligrams a week, and the dose is dependent on how your body reacts to the testosterone. What is your testosterone levels, free testosterone levels? How do you feel? And don't get me wrong, HRT is a major decision in your life. It's not something to try out for a couple months and see if you like it. HRT is for life. You are replacing your body's production of testosterone. Once you take steroids, SARMs, HRT, your body doesn't need to produce testosterone on its own. It's getting the testosterone exogenously from an outside source, outside the human body. You're now dependent on that testosterone because your balls there going on vacation.
There you have it. So that's a big side effect. Once you want to get off of it, your body's not gonna function as it did before. You're gonna be dependent on that. So it can be for life, and you might not be able to have kids. I don't know if Greg has any kids. He hasn't mentioned that. A lot of times these bodybuilders have a hard time having kids because they're low sperm count, low testosterone after they get off the steroids, low testosterone and stuff like that. So no reproduction.
They're going down south. They're relaxing. They don't need to work anymore. You're getting the testosterone from somewhere else. And if you stop getting it from somewhere else, your balls, they don't want to go back to work.
This is not a very good promotional video because there's a lot of bad side effects. I think this promotional video will be for somebody that is now in a very fatigued or very low sex drive situation. But again, there's ways to optimize your testosterone production, and that is through resistance training, fixing your diet, losing some weight if you need to, trying to build some muscle. You're going to be having a harder time because you're already starting with low testosterone, and testosterone is what helps you get anabolic, right? Anabolic. So it's going to be hard. I'm a firm believer that you can come back from it. It's just going to be double the work, but you'll be able to. Eventually you will. And then you have your age level. As you get older, it's going to be hard for you to build muscle as well. So all those factors come into play. So if you right now are natural and are thinking of getting on TRT or HRT just to enhance and optimize your gains, just for that reason, it's very detrimental to the body.
Work takes a lot to get them going. That's why you hear people doing PCTs, post-cycle therapy, things like Nova, Clomid, Arimidex, HCG. They're doing these so that their bodies can once again produce the testosterone that it's supposed to. But if you're on HRT, chances are that is not going to happen, or it might take so long for that to happen, you don't want to wait. I abused steroids for many years, and when I stopped taking testosterone, my body didn't want to produce testosterone. Balls were on vacation. They didn't want to wake up. They're having too much fun down in Mexico. So rather than go 1 or 2 years feeling like garbage, waiting for my balls to come back to normal and produce the testosterone it needs.
There you go. It took 1 or 2 years. You know, I would have waited 1 or 2 years because now he's dependent on that. And that's why he looks the way he looks. Get him off TRT, get him off HRT, and let's see if he can maintain that muscle mass, that energy, that strength, all that. Let's see. You know, so a lot of times one thing I dislike about Greg is he doesn't give TRT more credit or HRT more credit because he's being supported by that. That's one of the main reasons why he has that muscle, why he looks the way he looks, is because of HRT, TRT. Yes, he does work out. He probably works out hard. He does a lot of biking and stuff like that. Good cardio. He always promotes cardio, and he knows exercise. He was a bodybuilder. He's a professional. So in my opinion, I would have waited. I would have gone the harder route, which is, okay, I'm going to start from scratch. I'm going to lose some muscle. I'm going to look different. People are going to judge, so on and so on. But you know what? This is for me, for my health. I don't want to be continually dependent on that. So that's my goal, is to not be dependent on that. And eventually my balls come back to life.
Decided to go HRT with the advice of my doctor. You may go and see a family physician, an endocrinologist, which is a specialist in hormones, but you need to get HRT from a doctor. Depending on the country you're from, it may or may not be legal for you to purchase testosterone. So please ask your doctor, and I'm not a freaking doctor, so don't ask me. So sometimes you might need HRT. Your sex drive, libido, it's lower than it was before.
There you go. And we covered that on the last video. Again, I'm going to pin it in the comment box, so make sure you guys check it out. And 10 signs, so you can go ahead and see if any of those signs are with you or you're experiencing. Okay, some of those symptoms, you can catch it early and you can do something about it.
You're not feeling up to it. Literally, it's not getting up for the challenge. You don't want to have
erectile dysfunction. That comes along with libido. Libido is a hormone that gives you that sex drive. So low testosterone, no libido, no sex drive, erectile dysfunction.
sex, you're not craving it, and when you do, you can't perform optimally. Also, you're not sleeping as well as you used to. You're just having trouble getting to sleep, staying to sleep, and you're tired all the time. You don't feel good. You're not recovering. What once was easy to recover from, now it's no longer easy. You go and work out, you do exercise, and you're sore all the time. You're down. You might be in a bad mood. You're depressed. You don't feel positive. Le joie de vivre, your joy of life, it's not as good as it used to be. You're going through the motions. You might feel depressed. Your doctor may have given you antidepressants to put you in a better mood. You might have low testosterone. Your muscle mass, your strength, it's deteriorating. You used to be in shape and now you're not.
And that's it right there. Difficulty concentrating, fatigue, development of breast tissue, erectile dysfunction, infertility, decrease in hair growth.
Used to look good, it's gone. Body fats replace the muscle that once was there, and you don't look as good as you used to. Now, let's be honest, father time is going to come after all of us, and as you age, your testosterones get lower. A 45-year-old is not going to look as good as a 35-year-old. Except for Mike O'Hearn and Jeff Cavalier, we don't know how they do it, but unless you're one of those two, you just can't do it. As you get older, you get in less shape, the muscles, they start to shrink.
And that's the thing with Greg. He does a lot of the natty or not. He exposes those that claim to be natural and they're not. They're on something, but they're just not saying it. So Greg does do a lot of that. Check out his channel, Greg Doucette, on YouTube. He has a large following.
You don't have to jump on HRT just because your muscles are smaller or you're tired. There's other things you can do. Ask yourself, are you sleeping enough? Are you just partying harder than last time? You going to the bars every night and drinking, partying, having a good time, not getting to sleep? If so, that can dramatically lower your testosterone. What did you expect? You can't.
And that's one thing that we covered on the last video is even alcohol consumption. Too much alcohol consumption can lower down your testosterone. So be careful of how much you're drinking. If you're out there just getting drunk, you're going to be lowering down your testosterone, and it's all downhill after that.
Can't party till 6 a.m. in the morning and go and work out and think you're going to be jacked and shredded all the time. Not going to happen. What about your diet? Are you dieting all the time? Are you trying to maintain 6% body fat year round? If so, dieting decreases your testosterone.
Yep, because dieting is going to hinder your hormones. It's going to hinder your hormones. So you have to be careful how much you diet, because the body a lot of times is always suffering, and you just go through that sufferment where you're eating way too little, your body fat is way too low, and your mechanics start to be hindered, so on and so on. So man, it's a good video. He's giving really good advice as well through it, so I'm glad for that. I'm very glad for that. So we left it off on 7 minutes 53 seconds. It's a 17-minute video. I'm gonna leave it up to you. Let me know if you want to see part 2. Leave it in the comment section, or just hit that like button. Okay, hit the like button, that little thumbs up button. Hit that if you want to see part 2, or give me a comment, question, or concern down below. And I'll see you on the next one. You guys take care. Be safe.